Welcome to Accelerated Battlefield Combatives. Before we dive right into the meat of this course, we need to have a very serious talk about everything I'm about to show you. You see, the concepts of personal protection, fighting, self-defense, and martial arts is a very touchy subject, and it all has to do with the simple fact that the actual act of fighting is all based solely upon our survival instinct. What I mean is that no sane person, even soldiers, professional fighters, or trained martial artists, truly want to hurt or kill another human being. But when it comes to that kill or be killed moment, your natural survival instinct will take over and do whatever it can to save your life. Therefore, learning to properly defend yourself is much more than just avoiding injury, humiliation, or even death. It's a way of confident living on all levels by harnessing those natural survival instincts to combat our greatest enemy of all, fear. And it's that underlying notion of fear is what makes debating what is the best martial art just as pointless as debating what is the best religion or what is the best political standpoint. Because no matter what you say, no one, after being a devout Christian, Jew, Republican, Democrat, karate guy, MMA fighter, kung fu master, judo Olympian, whatever, is going to suddenly say, hey, you're right. Everything I've been doing my entire life has been wrong. I'll gladly throw away all those years of devotion, study, and sacrifice and instantly change my position just because you made a good argument. Luckily, again, just like religion and politics, martial arts can be divided into separate factions to accommodate every individual's wants, needs, abilities, and interests. The problem lies in that thanks to movies, TV, the internet, and the simple fact that post-World War II, there is no actual proof of any one method of fighting being completely dominant in all situations, that these once important divisions of martial arts have blurred to the point of non-existence. That all being said, it is important for you to understand that there are actually three types of martial arts. They are cultural fighting arts, combative sport, and self-defense. All have many overlapping elements, but each category is distinctively different and must be treated as such. But with hundreds of styles of martial arts out there, which is which? And what is the difference between them all? Well, let's break it down. The first category, cultural fighting arts, is everything from traditional karate, to Hapkido, to Kempo, to Eskrima, to Aikido, to Kung Fu, to the countless other cultural fighting arts that have been developed throughout history by almost every civilization. All are fun to do, all are very interesting, and all provide a very well-rounded education in world culture and martial theory. However, no cultural fighting art has any proof of dominant effectiveness in the modern world. Yes, you heard me right. Aikido, karate, kung fu, etc. is not proven effective self-defense, nor does it classify as proven effective combat sport. Therefore, without an abundance of proof, it is only martial theory, not fact. The second category is combative sport. Combative sports include Olympic judo, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, all forms of wrestling, Western boxing, and most recently MMA, mixed martial arts, which has been popularized by events such as UFC and Pride Fighting. In combative sport, you are forced to prove the effectiveness of your methods and skill in live combat. There is no guesswork, no debate. In other words, it either works and you win, or it doesn't work and you lose. We all saw Royce Gracie easily pick apart the cultural fighting art practitioners in the first couple of UFCs. Search the internet for Muay Thai knockouts and you'll see some talented and hardworking combative athletes blasting each other until unconsciousness. But it too is not self-defense. It is only a training and conditioning method for self-defense. Do you understand? A great example is how the ancient Greeks used wrestling, boxing, and other Olympic events as training for war, not as the actual techniques used on the battlefield. But even a more simplistic explanation is simply that the rules, regulations, and referees that are required in combative sport are not going to be there when someone is trying to kill you in a dark alley. So no, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, judo, boxing, etc. are not methods of self-defense either. Training for self-defense application, yes. Self-defense, no. Combative sport is what you use to train yourself to make sure that your self-defense works under battle stress conditions. So finally, let's talk about self-defense. Self-defense defined is protecting yourself from attack. It sounds simple, right? And it is. The real trick is that there are 1,000,001 different ways you can be attacked. Everything from a drunk tackling you at the local bar, to an armed mugging on your way home from work, to a carjacking, to being caught in the middle of a military or terrorist operation. Self-defense has one purpose, and one purpose only: to survive. And that brings us back full circle to the fact that survival is dependent on the manipulation of fear into something you can use, which is exactly what we're going to cover in this course. So listen, learn, and practice. Do not abandon or quit any cultural fighting art or combative sport you currently participate in, if any. Replacement is not the purpose of this course, our company, or any of our material. It's simply to add to your existing knowledge base a toolbox of methods that work under any conditions to save your life when that time comes. Let's get started. Fighting is a funny thing. Watch any professional combative sport, and you'll eventually see that anyone can beat anyone else on any given day. Like most things in nature, there is no 100% answer to anything. But when it comes to matters of life and death, the smart thing to do is stack the odds in your favor. Based on that logic, there is only one method of self-defense that has been documented and statistically proven effective under any circumstances for any individual. And that method is the system of World War II combatives. So why exactly are World War II combatives the only proven and documented method of successful self-defense? One word: fear. To understand this fully, you have to understand what actually happens to your body during kill or be killed combat. And to understand your body, we need to look to what actually controls it: your heart. At 60 to 80 beats per minute, you are in a resting heart rate, and everything in your sympathetic nervous system is performing normally. But when frightened to 115 beats per minute, your fine motor skills deteriorate. The ability to put a key into a car door or even tie your shoes rapidly goes down the drain. However, from 115 to 145 beats per minute is the optimal survival and combat performance level for complex motor skills, visual reaction time, and cognitive thinking. Complex motor skills are multi-muscle involved movements as found in all martial arts: reverse punch, front kick, wrist lock, arm bar, hip throw, etc. And this is the reason why it is so important for police officers, soldiers, and other people who are constantly in harm's way to practice some sort of combative sport, as well as learn the methods of World War II combatives that we're going to show you. If you are able to train your body to respond appropriately to fear-induced stress under competitive conditions, you will be better able to perform your duties during battle. Because at 145 beats per minute, your complex motor skills immediately begin to deteriorate. And at 175 beats per minute, you can't think straight, you lose peripheral vision, your hearing excludes everything not in that tunnel vision, and vasoconstriction sets in as a natural way to reduce bleeding from any wounds you're about to suffer. Then, above 175 is where irrational fight or flight sets in, as well as natural submissive behavior, combat freezing, and the emptying of your bladder and bowels. At this point, the only movement ability you have left is gross motor skills: running, charging, and the wide arcing of your limbs. But this is exactly where World War II combatives operate, at the gross motor movement level, and therefore can still be performed perfectly and effectively under any level of fear-induced combat stress. Now, let's start filling your toolbox with these methods.